I'll just be a bit more quick because I want to end the session soon. Okay, so here I'm just changing my chart. Okay, so we start again on the, actually, you can just already draw your support and resistance on the 1 hour chart immediately if you want. But because I'm teaching you guys to think in terms of systems, you have to just follow the system, guys. Just do it. I know you can already draw your support and resistance on a 1 hour time frame immediately. Okay, and I know many people have many ways to draw it, but just draw it in this way, guys. It's something that I'm teaching you guys that I will show you with time. Some of these things you just have to believe that, okay, they'll work out, and believe the All White Baba knows what he's doing. Because remember, the reason why people fail to succeed in Forex trading is because they're not trained to think in systems. They're not trained to think in a systematic way, right? They're not trained to think in ways that abide to probabilities. So that's why they're not able to succeed. So certain things, you have to follow a structure, you have to follow a system and a way of doing things, because when you're doing that, you're actually unlocking a different part of your brain that you haven't accessed before. And once you access that different part of your brain, remember, trading requires no physical skill, but it requires a lot of mental skills. And those mental skills can only be developed through repetition of the same things, right? And the repetition of the same things is literally drawing the chart over and over again, drawing it 1,000 times, even if you know, right? Even if you know how your chart is, you should draw it over and over again. Even if you already know how to put your support and resistance from a 1 hour time frame, just go to the day chart, then you go to the 4 hour chart, right? Then you continue to do the same thing, then you keep drawing, right? Then you continue, because what you're doing now is you're training your mind, my friends. You're training your mind to think in systematic ways. And now when you train your mind to think in systematic ways, what happens from there is absolutely amazing. What happens from there is absolutely amazing, I tell you. What happens there is absolutely amazing. Once you start to think in terms of systems and probabilities, God, nothing can stop you in trading. No loss can put you back. Nothing can set you back, because you will be so familiar with thinking in terms of systems and probabilities, right? You'll be so familiar. Thank you. Please remove that. We're working right now. I appreciate the support you show to the All White Baba. I sincerely appreciate it. It is good that you support the All White Baba. The All White Baba supports all of you. I have enough capacity emotionally to support all of you guys, in terms of trading at least. I need to specify that, right? I have spent enough hours, countless of hours on these charts. So everything I do now is a subconscious activity. And that's what I wish for you guys. When you reach to a subconscious activity, you reach a certain level where you're just subconsciously trading, to the extent that you dream about your trades, guys. You know, you put God in that picture, it becomes a spiritual process. It becomes more than trading. It becomes bigger than life. It becomes bigger than profits. It becomes a part of you. And that's when you start to make $1 million through trading. When you become the market, when you and the market have a direct relationship. When you and the market have a direct relationship. Guys, I just did 120% of an account. And I do that over and 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 over. You can do it over and over 1,000 times, no fear. Okay. I just want to close this chart so it doesn't distract me. Okay, guys. So what have I done here? I have managed to draw my support and resistance. Right. This pair moves a lot, by the way. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start my channel. Okay, and remember we agreed that the ascending channel starts from the first lowest point of that trend. So this is the first lowest point. The most recent lowest point is this one, right? But when you want to draw extensive charts, then you can start from all the way back, and that's the second level. We haven't reached to that part of the module yet, because I'm trying to just get people to be able to make money using the simple part first. At a later time, I'll show you guys. There's so many things I haven't explained to you. I think so far I've only explained to you 1% of the things that I know in relation to the market. We're still far. So what you want to do is you want to be able to correctly identify the width of your channel. So even like if you do what Brighton had done that time, to go on a 15-minute chart, it actually allows you to get a more precise reading of the chart. You see? And we agreed that, but I'll draw mine on a 1 hour chart. But we also agreed that your channels are basically, okay, your channels are basically based on the width of the channel. If you correctly identify the width of a channel, the first 2 lines, then you would then duplicate the 3rd line here based on the width. And how do you calculate the width? You don't have to you don't have to use any tools. You can just use your visual imagery to know that the gap between here and here is the same. It will look proper, it will look right, and it will feel right if you do it right. So from here now, I've drawn my first ascending channel. We've agreed that you always need to have at least 2 ascending channels. 2 ascending channels and 2 descending channels. That's enough for you to be able to trade, right? 2 ascending channels and 2 descending channels. That's enough already. So, okay. Just here, I'm putting this a bit here. I'm just making sure the width is accurate, you know, because once you get the width, once you get the accuracy of the width, then you can duplicate that. You can duplicate, you'll be able to duplicate the channels to draw your second ascending channel. Your second ascending channel is drawn based on the width you identify in the first channel. So now I'm drawing my second ascending channel, my corresponding ascending channel, like this. You see? Like this. So like what we said, we always color code our here. We always color code our channels. So what do we have now? We have an ascending channel, okay, and we have two of them, and these ascending channels will serve the market, will respect them. Why does, you see, people need to understand why the market respects the ascending channels or the descending channels or the fence. The market will always, the market will always respect these channels on the basis, okay, on the basis of the width of the channel you identify. The width of the channel you identify is important. The width of the channel you identify is very, 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 very important. All right, it is very, very important. Hold on, my friends. I am just sorting this out. Okay. Okay. So the width of the channel is what determines how best the market will respect your fence. The width of your channel, the accuracy in which you use to determine the width of the channel is what will determine the accuracy of which the market will respect your channel. The accuracy you use to determine the width of the channel is the accuracy that the market will use to determine to respect your fence. So if you have 90% accuracy in determining the width of the channel, then it means your fence, the market will respect your fence strategy or your fence channels or your ascending and descending channels to the accuracy of 90%. You know, so that's why it's important for you to make sure that it's accurate. And how do you make it accurate? Some people require to go on a lower time frame. Some people actually required to go on a lower time frame, and it's allowed. Remember, there are no rules, right? There's no right or wrong. It's just understanding what you're doing. It's just understanding what you're doing. Yeah, I like this channel better now. It's much better. Previously, it wasn't as accurate as I would want it to be. All right. So let's see what people are saying in the chat. Are we guys together? How do you know where to draw the second line? You need to look for the points, guys. You need to look for the points, right? You need to look for the points. You start your first line here and you draw the first one. And the second one, you look for the second points that give you a certain type of channel. All right. You can even reduce the chart to a lower time frame, and then you see how accurate you can get it. But this is pretty accurate already. This is pretty accurate. So everybody can see the chart, right? Everybody can see the chart. Frank is asking me to use a brighter color, but that's fine. But everybody can see the chart. Okay, cool. So now what I would do is I would draw my descending channel. And like what I said, you draw your descending channel. Your channels should always be drawn. If you're drawing your ascending channel, ascending means going up. So you take the most recent lowest point where the trend started to go up. In this case, it's here. And then on the descending channel, you have to take the most recent highest point where the trend started to go down. So in this case, to draw our descending channel, I would start from here, right? Because this is the most recent time that the market, from this point, is the most recent that the market started going down. And you can see that 1, 2, 3, 4. The market is respecting that. So it means that is a good, what? That is a good channel. So now people would ask me, how then am I going to draw my second line here, right? There are two ways to go about it. If you're like me, or if you get to the extent of being able to visually see and understand what's happening in the market, I would just take this line and put it here directly, and I would already know that it has to balance with the width here, and my channel is already formed. Or I could just draw another line here and follow the downtrend, just like this. There are two ways to go about it. It depends with your level of understanding of these channels, right? So with this already, I've already managed to get a nice channel width, and with this channel width, I would duplicate it all over the chart. I would duplicate my charts based on the sweep. I'll duplicate my chart based on the sweep, like this. So now what do I have? I have my nice descending channel. Am I satisfied with this channel? The answer is no, so I will edit it a bit more. You see, now I'm even on a 30-minute chart. Now I'm even on a 30-minute chart. Because I'm trying to get that accuracy that makes me happy. See, for me, I like to be content with what I'm doing. So I would do it until I get it right. If it's not right, I'll do it as many times. You know, the thing is, you are not tricking anyone. If you do this in a lousy way, your analysis will be lousy and you get lousy results, right? You get lousy results, so it's up to you. So people are saying the second trend line is kind of a challenge to plot for me. Okay, we understand that. We'll go there. I'll revisit it again, right? So now that I've managed to identify my channel, my descending channel, right? I'm a bit happy with this chart. Not so happy with it, but I'm a bit happy with it. So now I will start to draw the next channel. So the next channel, the corresponding descending channel, I'm only drawing it on the basis of the width from the first channel, because I don't have any corresponding points here. I have no points. You see the difference with this line, for example, here, right? The difference with this line is there are corresponding points here to give me reference, and here there are corresponding points to give me reference. But for this line, there are no corresponding lines to give me a reference point. So I have to use my visual imagery. That's why it's important for you to understand the width of the channel. That's why it's important for you to determine the width of the channel. All right? Like this. So now, this is where we're at. Just let me monitor my trades. I don't want to excite you guys with the numbers that I'm working with here, because I don't want people to develop an inferiority complex, or I don't want people to think that that's the standard, you know? That's why I avoid to show you guys my personal results, because then you guys will start to think that, oh, I'm obliged to make $50,000 a day. I'm obliged to make $100,000 a day just because we saw this guy doing it. No, that's not it, guys. You start where you are, and you grow and you develop into a good trader. You know, a child is born today. There are certain things a child cannot do today, but after 20 years, the child will be able to do it. I'm not saying it will take you 20 years. I'm just giving you an analogy of growth and development. Growth and development is a process that should not be jumped. That you should not skip phases. If you skip phases, then you ruin your psychology, and once your psychology is ruined, you're in trouble. In trouble, right? How do you start drawing the second descending channel? What do you look at? You look at the width, guys. You want to draw two lines that have a nice gap in between, and those first two lines should always, right? Those first two lines should always, guys. Jesus is Lord. Those first two lines should always have the space, right? The right space in between them, like here and here. 1 and 2. Once you are able to determine these two lines, you're able to determine the rest of your chart. My God. Yes, 30. What's up, my friend? Are you okay, my friend? Tell us, my friend. Tell us, my friend. Show them. Okay. That's just the good news, my friends. Actually, you shouldn't be happy when you're trading. You should feel nothing. I just feel excited because you guys are here, and I'm trying to transfer that excitement. But by default, I'm just there. I'm just there like, oh, that's nice. That's what's happening. That's nice. Yesterday was a bad trading day for me. I went to sleep in pain. But today, I will sleep like a king. See, I also have bad trading days. It's normal, guys, because trading is about creating a system in which you have more profitable trades than losing trades despite the sequence they come in. Okay, friends. So now what do we have here? Now we have an amazing, lovely chart that we know obviously we're supposed to buy. I would literally go into this trade to buy right now. Literally, if I were trading, if I traded this thing, I would trade it with a buy, and I would put my TP somewhere above here, right? So that's how you draw your channels, guys. That's how you draw your channels. Okay, so like we said, this is a good buying opportunity for your CADJPY because you have your ascending channel, the blue one, and it failed to break it. So obviously, if it fails to break this channel, right, it will go here. So remember, we said we number these things, right? This is numbered 3, right? This is numbered 2. The other one is numbered Sorry. The other one is numbered 1. So this is 3, this is 2, and this is 1. So if the price fails to break 1, hold on, just hold on. Oh, so as we know, these are the laws of the ascending channel. I'll repeat myself. You always need to have 2 corresponding channels for your ascending and your descending. Let me change the color code for this one. I'm out, guys. I'm no longer trading. I'm satisfied. God bless you all. I wish you all the best. If you want to continue trading, continue by yourself. Let's go back to this chart. Okay, guys. So we were on this chart and we agreed that you want to number your chart, right? So you need to have 2 corresponding channels for your ascending and your descending. The upper line of the channel is number 3. The lower line of the channel is number 2. The middle line of the channel is called number 2, excuse me, and the lower line is called number 1. So in this case, if the price fails to break number 1, it will go to number 2. If it fails to break number 2, it will come back to number 1. If it breaks number 2, it will go to number 3. So right now, this is a good buy area. This is a good area of value to buy. How do I know? I can change it to a 15-minute chart. Okay. And what do you see when I change it to a 15-minute chart? You start to see another zone. Guys, everything is about zones, guys. That's why I introduced you guys to zones yesterday. See, this is a nice little zone. It's a nice little zone. So the breakout is about to happen. And how does the market break a zone? Like I told you, it will go up, then down, then retest. So now it went up and it tried to retest and then it actually broke it and it went back in the zone. So now it went out of the zone and now it's retesting it and now it's gonna go back up again. So this would be another good entry price, but you wanna wait for it to be completed, right? But any price, depending on your lot size and depending on your account size, any price around here is a good buy. Anything around here is just a good buy in general. Because anyway, if your TP is here, no matter where you buy here, you'll still be in profit, right? And then you just put your stop loss like this, long position. I'll buy until here. I'll put my stop loss, you see here, at this week value, I'll put my stop loss below that. And then I enter. But now I want to wait for this candle to fully test this area. And then after that, once it fully tests it and fails to break in, I'll buy it. And then I'll put my TP here. So this is a trade that you put a TP and stop loss and then you go to sleep. Someone is asking, how do you know if retest is done? Okay, let me create an empty chart with a zone just to explain. Okay, just to explain how a retest operates. Because you guys keep asking the same question. It's the same thing that happens over and over, guys. Okay, it's the same thing, my friends. It's the same thing. Okay, this is how you confirm a retest is done. You draw a zone here. How do you draw a zone? The lowest body, right? The lowest body and the highest body. You don't take the wick size, right? Furrow the rotor. Listen now. This is how you confirm if a retest is done. All right, This is how you confirm if a retest is done. You draw your zone using the reference of a highest body reference and the lowest body reference. In this case, it's actually here, but actually it's here. So to confirm the breakout, the retest is done, this is what happens. The price needs to come out and then it needs to retest that price, that area again. It needs to attempt to go inside again where it came from, then it goes down. I'll repeat. The price would need to come out of that range and then it needs to attempt to go back into that range. And then it has to fail to continue the progress into that range and come down. That's how the breakout is happening down. Yeah, I mean towards this on the lower level. If the breakout is happening from the top, it has to go up, down, then up. The price would have to exit the range, then reattempt to enter that range again, but ultimately fail. And then continue out of the range. So, which means that here, the price attempted to break out. Okay, this is a better example. The price attempted to break out, and then when it retested, it successfully went back into that zone. So this is what we call a fake out. What happened here is what we call a fake out. So if you bought here, you'll be trapped. That's why you have to wait for it to complete. It's the same thing we were just doing just now on US 30, right? So what I would be looking for is to buy above this yellow line, and my first TP would be above there if it ever breaks out from the top. If it ever breaks out from the top, I would only put my buy order from here and put my TP here. So when we're pressing an order, we have to wait for the retest. Yes, you have to wait for the retest, because if you enter here thinking that is buying, it will just go back in. And when it goes back in, you bought, let's say, let's have a practical example. You bought here, right? You bought here, and then you put your stop loss somewhere here, and then you put your profit target, let's say somewhere there. So you bought here thinking it's going up, but it doesn't go up. It ultimately goes back down to hit your stop loss. Guys, what's happening with US 30? What's happening with US 30? Guys, I'm out of this US 30 thing. I don't want, guys. Let the market go. I'm tired. Chai! Oh! Oh! Moto wega wega. Okay, let's just go to US 30 to see for fun, guys, for fun. Oh, you see? Okay, before that, actually, I don't care about US 30 anymore. I made enough money for the day anyway. But it's nice that it's going up. Okay, so now you see here, the price is attempting to go out, but now it's coming back in and it's failing to go back in. And if you see the candle, close on top of the zone, right? If you see the candle close on top of the zone, then your retest is done. The candle that breaks out of the zone shouldn't close within the zone. The candle that breaks out of the zone should close outside the zone. If you don't get that, I don't know how to explain it to you. Okay? I'll try again. Let's look for an empty chart. Okay? Let's take. Okay, Farai says he got it, but I'm going to explain it to you again until you get it. Until even Shona. Okay, let's try with Shona. I know we have some people here that don't speak Shona, so we need to be fair to all participants. Right? We need to be fair. So this is our zone, right? This is our zone on a 30-minute chart. Okay. So this is okay, this would be a difficult example. So we would need maybe to go on the 5-minute chart. It will give us the perfect example. Right. right? Like I told you, right? This on the 5-minute chart, you can see it precisely. You draw your zone using the reference of the highest body. Using the reference of the highest body right here and the lowest body, which is right here. Okay, so now you are looking for a breakout. The candle needs to come out, the price needs to come out of that range and then go back in, right? And then go back down. And the candle that confirms your retest is this candle, because it closed outside the range. You understand? Even this candle is also a confirmation candle. If I entered at the end of this candle, I wouldn't panic if the price goes up. I wouldn't panic, because I already know that it already closed outside the candle once, outside the zone once, so I'm safe. No matter what happens, once you enter this sell after this candle, you're 100% safe. Nothing will stop the boy from winning. Even if it goes back in up to here, it doesn't matter, it will still go down, right?